The sun beat down on the Pride lands. Simba, now a wise and strong king, watched over his daughter. Kiara, a playful cub with her mother's spirit, bounded through the tall grass. She loved hearing stories of the past. Simba often spoke of his father, Mufasa, a legend in the Pride lands.
Father, tell me about grandfather Mufasa. What was he like?
Simba smiled. He always enjoyed sharing these stories.
Mufasa was a great king, Kiara, but even legends start as cubs.
He looked at the stars, remembering his father's tales.
Mufasa's story is a journey. It's a journey to a place called Malel.
Kiara snuggled closer, eager to hear more. Simba began his tale, his voice low and rumbling like distant thunder. He spoke of a time before his own, a time when Mufasa was just beginning to understand his place in the circle of life. Mufasa was born under a sky full of shooting stars. He was a strong cub, full of energy. His playful nature hid a serious heart. Mufasa knew he was destined to rule the Pride lands. But first he had to prove himself. He had to undertake a journey to Malel. Malel was a mystical place, spoken of in whispers. It was said to be a hidden oasis, a paradise. Legend said that only those who were worthy could find it. Mufasa, eager to prove his worth, set out on this quest. He was determined to find Malel and fulfill his destiny. On his journey, Mufasa encountered many animals. Some were friendly, offering guidance, others were dangerous, testing his strength. One day, deep in the heart of the savannah, he met another young lion. This lion was smaller than Mufasa, with sleek black fur and piercing green eyes. His name was Taka. Taka was different from Mufasa. He was cunning and ambitious, always looking for an advantage. Despite their differences, the two lions formed a bond. They faced the challenges of the journey together. They helped each other overcome obstacles, and fought side by side against predators. One day, they encountered a raging river, filled with hungry crocodiles. The current was strong, and the crocodiles lurked beneath the surface. Mufasa, brave and strong, jumped into the water first. He battled the current and fought off the snapping jaws of the crocodiles.
Mufasa, I can't do it.
But Mufasa, from the middle of the river, roared encouragement.
Taka, you can do it. Just believe in yourself.
Taka, spurred on by Mufasa's bravery, found his own courage and followed. They were both exhausted but triumphant. They had faced the river's danger together and emerged stronger. Reaching the opposite bank, they collapsed onto the dry ground. There, beneath a grove of acacia trees, they found her. Eshe, the wise elephant, the guardian of Malel. Eshe, with ancient eyes, saw the potential in both cubs. She declared that they had passed the trial. Malel welcomed them. Malel was just as the legends described. Lush and green with sparkling waterfalls and abundant prey. Mufasa and Taka spent days playing under the warm sun. They hunted together and shared stories under the starlit sky. Their bond, forged in hardship, grew even stronger in the peace of Malel. But their idyllic existence was not to last. A threat emerged from the shadows of the surrounding lands. A group of rogue lions, calling themselves the Outsiders, sought to control the Pride lands. Led by a massive lion with a scarred muzzle, they attacked without warning. The Outsiders were larger and more aggressive, used to taking what they wanted. They crashed into Malel, disrupting the peace. Mufasa and Taka, caught by surprise, knew they had to defend their new home. The other animals looked to them, their princes, for protection. The battle for Malel was about to begin. The Outsiders, fueled by greed and jealousy, attacked with ferocity.
Mufasa fought with the strength and courage that would one day make him king.
Taka, smaller but agile, used his cunning to outmaneuver his opponents. They fought bravely, but the Outsiders were too many.
You must go. I will hold them off. Go to the place where the sun sets in the west. There you will find the strength to defeat the Outsiders.
Mufasa was reluctant to leave Eshe, but he knew they needed help to defeat the Outsiders. He vowed to return and save Malel. Together, he and Taka fled into the setting sun. Their journey was long and perilous. They crossed scorching deserts and navigated treacherous canyons. They encountered strange creatures and faced their own limitations. Throughout it all, Mufasa's resolve never wavered. He was determined to protect his pride, his home, and his friend. The journey pushed them to their limits. They were exhausted, hungry, and hunted. The constant threat of the Outsiders loomed large.
Mufasa, this is all your fault. You led us astray. You're weak.
Taka, always the more cunning of the two, began to crack under the pressure. He grew resentful of Mufasa's strength and popularity. One night, a fierce storm broke out. Lightning flashed across the sky, and thunder roared. The wind howled like a banshee, whipping the rain into a frenzy. Taking shelter in a cave, Taka saw his opportunity. He lashed out at Mufasa, blaming him for their misfortune.
Oh, you think you're so strong, so popular, but look where we are now.
Mufasa, shocked by this sudden betrayal, tried to reason with his friend.
Taka, remember our bond. We've overcome so much together.
But Taka was consumed by jealousy and anger. He refused to listen. The argument escalated, and the cave, once a refuge from the storm, became a battleground for their fractured friendship. The fight was brutal and short. Mufasa, heartbroken by his friend's betrayal, refused to fight with his full strength. Taka, fueled by rage and resentment, saw this as weakness. He lunged at Mufasa, his claws extended.
This is the end for you, Mufasa.
Mufasa, caught off guard, stumbled backward. He fell, hitting his head against the hard rock. Taka stood over his fallen friend, his green eyes glowing in the darkness. He had won, but at what cost? He looked at his reflection in a pool of water. The rain had stopped, and the storm clouds were parting. The image staring back at him was not the friend Mufasa knew. It was something darker, crueler. The fall had left a scar, a physical manifestation of the darkness that had twisted his heart. From that moment on, he would be known as Scar.
I am no longer Taka, I'm Scar.
Scar turned away from Mufasa and walked out of the cave, leaving his former friend injured and alone. He walked into the dawning day, his heart filled not with victory but with a chilling emptiness. He had chosen power over friendship, ambition over loyalty, and in doing so he had become the very thing he claimed to